the biggest, the craziest, the most insane scandal, perhaps. Scandal, maybe just desserts. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know, but it just happened today in Moonton. And, well, of course, we got to talk about it. I finally used Allura in the game. It's okay, maybe that's not it. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Matt Capper. This is another video on Watcher of Realms. Of course, it's not about Allura, it's about the big scandal which is going on right now, which I've got a lot of opinions on. I'm going to share those opinions with you. You're free to agree or disagree with me in the comments down below. Just watch the whole video before you do so, just to be fair. At least let me get some runtime before you start running in on me. But at the top, I did say Allura, and I do want to actually say that this is 100% factual, what I said. Now, this is not, I mean, top 6% might feel good, but it's not a triple S. If it's not a triple S, it's not good enough for me. I'm 220,000. It's not going to be good. But I just want to point out that I did use Allura, and she actually kind of performed. So, Fastidious, the answer to your little query, your little your what about, it's right here. She's usable here. She was better than Sargak for me. She was better than other people that I could put in this. I don't know who else I tried using, but she was better. Obviously, would love to have Iovar. That would get me my triple S in a second. But I just wanted to point out that she did represent. She didn't do badly. Yes, I have freaking amazing gear on her. Yes, she's an A5. I think she's an A5 now. Yeah, she is an A5. But I did use her. So, your Allura hate is unwarranted. She's not the worst champion in the game. Know who I didn't use? I didn't use Kai. He's the worst champion in the game. So, keep Allura's name out your mouth. Okay, now let's get on to the important stuff. So, for those of you who slept through this or you know bits of it, I'll try to give you the very quick TLDR on what happened. Yesterday, there was a extra piece in this game where you could click on this little button here and it popped up a web page. Okay, that web page looks like this. It's got features, heroes, raids, guides. This has been around for a while, but there was an extra button which was rewards. It was daily logins. It was W Gold. It was everything. And through a strange exploit where you could click on your the banner around your icon, you would get 1,000-point increments. So it's probably was a dev test piece that they forgot to take out of the source code in the web page. And so that gave you all these exploits. So you could get all the rewards at once instead of over time. Now, if you looked at the different things you had to do to get rewards, sorry, this is actually over large. Sorry, if that helps you. So you could absolutely get more rewards. You get all the rewards at once, and that allotted to if you jimmied your birthday to that day, you would get 3,000 W gold for the birthday, and then you would get another 9,000, I believe it was. So it was like 12,008 or something. There was an extra lure, 12,100 or something like that. W gold, which is about $120 US. On top of that, they gave you shards, summoning crystals, ancient ones and rare ones, and some diamonds and some other rewards, right? So in total, I believe, if you look at the different videos that were up, it was about $150 worth of in-game currency. Now, let's start off by saying it's worth nothing, right? The perceived value is $150, but that's not necessarily true. For example, you could arguably buy when this is on a special. Maybe they do a 20% special down the road to really get you going. So now that's worth even less. And again, perceived, because how much are diamonds worth? They're worth what you're willing to spend. How much are ancient shards? They're worth what you're... Everything can be gotten free within the game. So I kind of with an asterisk put $150 worth. Well, so that happened. You can call it a bug. You can call it an exploit. I say there's some shared blame. I did it. I didn't spend my W gold. And you can see I have none now because they took it away. They took away the other resource. That's fine. I didn't spend it because I knew this was going to happen. I just wanted to see what the Moonton's decision was before putting myself in a place that I could not come back from. Makes sense, right? It's fair. Didn't do a video on it. Didn't have the time. Other people already put in videos. And now, so herein lies some of the controversy part of it. This morning, they shut down that extra thing. You can see it's no longer there. And then they decided to claw back all the resources. Now, some people had used those resources. So they clawed it back in the way of converting the resources into diamonds using an algorithm that I wish my investment banker would use when trying to make me money. Because let me tell you, that was a 5-time return on an investment that was free for Moonton, because they clawed back a ridiculously higher sum than the initial amount they gave up. And when I say ridiculously, we're going to talk about that in a minute. I also see a lot of people in the Creator Oasis, where we have our own little chat. I see people trying to blame Fastidious specifically for this. And if that's what you need to do to get through the day, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for your life. I feel bad that that's what you need to sustain yourself. But a lot of content creators made the video, including War Guides, Destin, both very prominent members of the community. Sebastian Keynes was the original that made it. And but yet it was all on Fastidious. Now, Fastidious is the largest of the community, and that's fine. That's what he's earned that right by posting a bunch of videos and putting it out there. And if you don't like him, that's also fine. You cannot like him. You can hate him. You can call him whatever you want. But in the Creator Oasis chat, kind of makes you look juvenile and a little bit dumb. Just my opinion. I know nobody cares. But Eska, grow up. Like, seriously. You know, if you want to hate on him in privates or in your own channel or in the meme channel. But this is Creator Oasis. This is where we're supposed to be talking to each other about the game, not about your hate for one human being. It's embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. Anyway, whatever. You do you. Actually, you know what? Don't listen to me. You won't anyway, so whatever. You probably won't even see this. But it was pretty embarrassing in the Creator Oasis. Other people were taking a more pragmatic approach, saying, hey, look, you exploited something. It was an exploit. It's against terms of service. Therefore, you got punished. I don't agree with that angle, but I can see it. The fact is, it was a bug. The fact is, it wasn't directly in-game. And the terms of service, I agreed, was to the software, not to the website. I don't see a terms of service on using their website when it popped up. I didn't see anything I had to agree to. So maybe that's gray area, but if you want to argue terms of service strictly speaking, it might be a tough one. It was something that was their fault, that they had actually claimed was their fault. And so the response may have been a bit heavy-handed. But still, I don't disagree with clawing everything back. Like I said, that's why I didn't spend anything of what I got, because I knew there would have to be some kind of retro. And if they would have said, okay, now everyone gets this, then fine. That would have been, first of all, that would have been the right thing to do as a company, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But secondly, then I would have gone ahead and spent my loot, my ill-gotten gains. But instead, they clawed back the resources, but in a version of math that, like I said, I wish my investment banker would learn about. Now let's go to here. This is the shop. This is where you can buy it. And when you click this, it opens up. And the net result is it's about $100 for 10,000. So $120 for 12,000 W gold. Now you can get a 10% discount on that here. So you can do the math there. If you're very savvy, you can get that stuff through. I mean, there's nothing good right now, but once they have their better summoning bundles up, you can get better deals. Like even this one here, this is what that 100 gold will get you, 84 and 3,300. But this is even kind of this is way better value, because these are 88 for one, right? So 880 for 10 times 84. You can do the math yourself on how many diamonds this would get you. It's like tens of thousands of diamonds for 100 gold, because this is a value pack, right? This is on our benefit. But they themselves, the baseline for diamonds, the base cost for diamonds which is the math which they tell us is their value of it. See, this is on sale. This is like going to the Walmart bin, right? You go into the bins that they have, clearance, this is special, rolling back prices, whatever you want to call it, hot deal. This is the hot deal, hottish deal. But this is how much they say it's actually worth. And it says right here, 9,999 is that, I don't even know if this I'm guessing that's 4,000. So when you claw back 12,000 W gold, this would be the math that I think you would want to use. But they didn't. And now there's people in the 30,000 negative gold, which I don't know the math. I would say it's about 5,000 gold, 5,000 diamonds is what it should have been. So to go to 30,000 is 6 times, roughly, actually 7 times, because it was 35,000%. So it's 7 times the actual intrinsic value of a diamond that they themselves put right here for you to buy. 7 times that, which, like I said, like, hey, RBC Investments, why aren't you getting me 7 times my investment? Because that's some great math. Moonton might show a huge profit next quarter, but they won't. And we'll go into that in a second. So to me, the issue is you made a mistake. We exploited it. You took the money back. Fine. But then you took the money you didn't take the money at par. I saw a lot of people trying to conflate this to the Chase Bank error, where people were creating fraud by putting a check and withdrawing the amount of the check, and then the check would get deposited, so it looks like there was free money. And the reality is that's just fraud. But could you imagine if Chase said, "Oh, you cashed a check for $100, so now you owe us $700, and we're just going to take $700, and that's going to put you in a negative balance, and have fun working that back." Imagine if that was it. You think that would fly? Do you think anyone in the world would allow that? Now, in the case of Chase, it's fraud because it's an actual theft of money. It's a known. You can't just deposit money, take it out, and then get that much money still in the bank. That doesn't work that way. In this case, it's a virtual value. So Moonton could, if they wanted to, say, "Oh, we're just going to ban you all." They didn't. They chose the path. They publicly announced the path. But then they did it at a 7-time valuation in 12 hours. And that's where my problem lies, is how do you justify a 7 times return on your own mistake? Whether or not exploited, your mistake. I think this is similar to an exploit that happened in Diablo Immortal, which Diablo did the same sort of thing and put people in negatives, and they lost a lot of money there. And they learned their lesson. Maybe Moonton will learn their lesson here, or maybe they'll see that this was not the right way to go. Hopefully they'll see it, because, dude, the math don't work in your favor. Here's the other thing, and I think this is more important. Whether or not you think this is right, what's right versus who's right, is always a big argument. There's a lot of people sitting on a holier than thou, morality. "Oh, you did wrong. That's immoral. Therefore, you should be punished." That brings me to a final point, and it's more of a business sense than a what's right, who's right. Who's right is Moonton is right. This was an exploit in that it was an unintended windfall that should not have happened. And they have every right within their game to roll that back how they see fit. From a business standpoint, the amount of money that I would estimate they're going to lose because of this is probably more than if everyone who actually used the exploit, saw the exploit, and gained the $100. It's going to be more. And the reason I say that is, I've already seen a handful of whales say they're going to quit the game. And we're talking about people who spend thousands a week. Every time there's an event for whomever, right? They just spend until they get what they want. A5 Iovar, A5 Cyrus, A5 you name it, right? These are the people. If you lose 10 of those people at $2,000 a week, that's $20,000 a week. times, another year lifespan. Maybe you hit the wave and you last 5 years, 10 years. All whales don't last that long, but they do last a portion of that. Think of the money lost from a business standpoint because of the people that are going to quit the game because of this decision. People that have spent a lot of money. Now, I've spent a lot of money in this game, but my lifetime spend in this game isn't near what their month spend is in the game. And it just seems that from a business standpoint, you've really missed the mark. And it's about what's right. What's right is to ensure the longevity of your game and to create a resolution to this that'll keep everyone happy. And I'll tell you, taking back the resources is one way to do it. Absolutely. But probably the smarter resolution would have just been to give everyone the resource. You giving that money to everyone in the game immediately does not cost you a cent. And I'll tell you why. Free-to-play players are free to play. They're never going to spend. So for this, it's Christmas, right? For those that are low spend, they consider it a freebie. So now they're like, ooh, I can go hard on the next event because I got this 12,000 W gold. Plus the $10 I put in this a month, or $20 I put in the month, or $100 I put in the month. And the whales, they don't give a shit. They're going to spend the money. The $100 to the whales is a drop in the bucket. I'll tell you from a personal standpoint. This, if you would have let me keep it, wouldn't have changed one iota the amount I'd be willing to spend. If anything, it would have, again, similar to the low and mid spender, I would have just said, hey, I usually spend $100 every couple weeks in this game. Depending on what's going on, right? If there's a big event, I'll buy one pack. You saw the pack I usually buy. 84 ancients or 84 rare summons and 3,300 gold. That's my spend. And that happens usually every second week. So there you go. That's a couple $100 a month I spend on this game. Sometimes less, sometimes more. Sometimes I get a little bit FOMO, or I get a little bit, I tilt and I buy another one. So, oh no, I spent 300 that month. I would probably still spend that $100 on the next big event for Twyla. But now I would have had this plus that, and I would have had more fun, and I would have made more content. And Amanda and I would have opened up more summons, and it would have generated more love and interest in the game. And that's a content creator perspective. But even just from the average, like Nick, who's in my clan, he would have gotten this. He would have still spent. So now you still would have gotten the money from him, and he would have still opened up. He would have opened up more and had more fun in the game, and gotten a Twilight 2. The long-term negative effect of $150 worth of in-game resources to every player is so small. The goodwill built is so great, and the net result of what you've done instead is going to be the reverse of that. So I rambled on. I know I did. I always do. You should be used to it if you watch my channel. But at the end of the day, that's where we're at, and that's what I feel. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? What should they have done? First of all, do you think it was an out-and-out exploit that is a break of TOS? Let me know. I'm curious. 2, regardless of whether you think it was a bug or an exploit, what do you think they should have done? My end opinion is they should have just given everyone that, because from a business standpoint, it would have created far more positive than $150 of virtual that doesn't. It's not like they're taking $150 out of their pocket to give it. It's just a button that they press. It takes 2 seconds, I'm sure, maybe a few minutes to do. It would cost them nothing, and it would have given every player, and then everyone would have, even if they said, well, it's not fair that they exploit, and they'd be like, well, you gave it to me too, okay, but let's not let this happen again. There'll be a few moral high ground people like Eska that would just be like, well, you should still ban Fastidious, even though it doesn't matter about anyone and anything. But those people are going to be those people. And again, probably better just to feel sorry for them that they expel so much energy on another person who really doesn't give a shit about them. It's amazing. It's like rent free, and that's rent free, living rent free in your head. That's where that comes from. So let me know in the comments down below. How do you feel? What do you think they should have done? what do you feel about all this? Are you going to quit the game? Is this the last straw? I hope it's not, because I feel like at the end of the day, based on the past history of this company, I feel like they're going to do the right thing, or at least a better version of what they've done than what's currently out there. That's my hope. But we'll find out, right? And hopefully we'll have some strong resolution to this that calms everything down. Because I'll tell you, doing nothing and leaving it the way it is going to hurt this game, and that's unfortunate because I do like this channel. I don't play Raid anymore. This is my game. I haven't found a new one. So, this is my outlet. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Thank you for getting this far. If you made it this far, please like, subscribe, notify, do all the things and all the stuffs. And as always, be kind, be safe. We'll see you in the next video.